Come, Meeslings!
On March 17th of the year 3019 in the Third Age, Sauron sent a large contingent of Easterlings to attack Dale and Erebor. Under the command of Razor, a powerful Easterling emperor, the Easterlings battled the combined forces of the Northrons under King Brand and the Dwarves of the Lonely Mountain under King Dane Ironfoot that marched out to meet their enemies in battle. Sauron's forces were probably more numerous. The defenders of Dale, led by their courageous King Brand, stood shoulder to shoulder with the Dwarves of Erebor under the stalwart leadership of King Dane Ironfoot. Together, they formed a united front against the looming shadow of Sauron's tyranny. Though outnumbered, their resolve was unyielding, fueled by the determination to protect their homes and loved ones from the encroaching darkness.
Come, Meeslings! Take these lands!
As the Easterling siege towers loomed ever closer, the defenders of Dale steeled themselves for the coming onslaught. With weapons in hand and hearts afire with determination, they stood ready to repel the invaders at all costs. The defenders sprang into action, meeting the enemy head-on in a brutal melee atop the battlements. Swords clashed, spears thrust, and shields shattered as the defenders fought tooth and nail to hold their ground against the relentless assault. As the plains outside the city of Dale became the battleground for a pivotal clash between the forces of good and evil, the arrival of the Haradrim reinforcements added a new dimension to the conflict. The Dwarves of Erebor, led by the stalwart king Dane Ironfoot, braced themselves to confront this fresh threat head-on, determined to prevent the Haradrim from tipping the balance of power in favour of Sauron's armies. As the clash between the Dwarves of Erebor and the Haradrim warriors escalated on the plains outside the city of Dale, King Dane Ironfoot, ever the shrewd tactician, recognised the need to neutralise the threat posed by the Mahood headhunters. With their axes held high and their aim true, the Dwarven axe throwers advanced confidently towards the Mahood headhunters, their determination unwavering as they prepared to unleash a hail of deadly projectiles upon their foes. But to their dismay, the Dwarven axe throwers soon found themselves under a barrage of spears launched by the skilled Mahood warriors, their defences pierced by the unexpected assault as they were pelted with deadly projectiles from all sides. As the battle raged on the walls of Dale, with defenders and attackers locked in a brutal struggle for control, the Easterlings, undeterred by the fierce resistance, brought forth their mighty battering ram. This massive siege weapon, with its towering frame and reinforced metal head, was aimed squarely at the gates of Dale, the last line of defence protecting the heart of the city. With a deafening crash, the battering ram struck the gates of Dale, its mighty blows shaking the very foundations of the city as wood splintered and metal groaned under the force of the impact. For a fleeting moment, it seemed as though the gates might hold, but with each successive blow, their defences weakened. until finally, with a resounding crack, the gates gave way, and the Easterlings poured forth into the streets of Dale. As the Haradrim forces, emboldened by their perceived advantage, dispatched their desert spearmen and Mahud warriors to confront the front lines of the Dwarves of Erebor, King Dain Ironfoot swiftly formulated a bold counter-strategy, recognizing the need to swiftly break through the enemy ranks and disrupt their formation. He ordered his elite troops forward, ready to cut through the lines of the Haradrim with decisive force. Realizing the urgency of the situation, King Dain Ironfoot knew that he must swiftly rout the Haradrim force to provide much-needed reinforcement to the men of Dale, who were struggling to hold the city against the relentless Easterling siege. With a mighty roar, the Dwarven forces surged forward, their elite troops leading the charge with unmatched ferocity and determination. Axes flashed and hammers swung as they cut through the enemy ranks like a thunderbolt, their valor and courage inspiring those around them to fight on with renewed vigor. With the Haradrim forces routed and the battlefield now secured, King Dain Ironfoot turned his gaze towards the besieged city of Dale, where the defenders fought valiantly to hold the line against the relentless Easterling onslaught. With each passing moment, the situation grew more dire, and Dain knew that he must act swiftly to prevent imminent defeat. With a deafening roar, the Easterling forces launched their final assault against the city walls, their siege engines unleashing a barrage of destruction upon the defenders below. Stones crumbled and arrows rained down upon the city streets, as the defenders fought valiantly to hold their ground against the relentless onslaught. Just when all hope seemed lost, a ray of hope emerged on the horizon as King Dain Ironfoot, leading his Dwarven forces, rushed to the aid of the beleaguered defenders from the south side of the city, with his mighty warhammer held high and his voice ringing out with authority. He inspired those around him to stand tall and fight on against the encroaching darkness. The sudden onslaught of the Dwarves, coupled with the resolute defence put up by the men of Dale, shattered the morale of the Easterling forces, causing them to falter and ultimately turn tail in a desperate attempt to escape the impending defeat. And so, amidst the chaos and carnage of the battlefield, the city of Dale was saved from certain destruction, its defenders standing victorious against the encroaching darkness. With the Easterling forces routed and the threat to the north of Middle-earth vanquished, peace and prosperity once again returned to the land, thanks to the valour and courage of those who dared to defy the shadow.